Mama Energy.
I'm Brittany.
And I am Tia. And we're back.
We are back.
Okay. It's been a little minute.
Right.
Life has been lifing.
It has been.
And yeah, y'all already know the drill.
But we missed you guys.
Yes,
so.
we want to continue to try to be as consistent as possible. But when life hits you, you know,
Hey.
we got to do what we got to do. But we love y'all. We love the support. Continue to support. Continue to share. Follow. When you miss us, just rewatch some old videos.
Yeah, we have
some
plenty of
old
them.
bangers, you know.
Plenty of them. So
get into it, you know. But yes, I really don't have any real crazy updates for you guys. Not really.
No, not nothing too crazy.
Just been working really.
Yeah.
And like life, like I said.
Exactly.
You know?
Nothing to report. Nothing to report yet.
Yeah.
Just on the grind.
Definitely
Never
on
stops.
the grind. Never stops.
Yeah.
Never ends. Never ending. But yeah, so we have a new video for you guys. But before we get into our video, y'all already know what to do. Go ahead and subscribe, baby. Subscribe right now.
Do that.
Okay? And while you at it, click that bell so you can get the notifications every time we drop our bomb-ass videos.
Period.
That you guys love. So get into that. Don't waste no time.
Yeah. I don't know why
Go
you're
ahead
not
and
subscribed yet. Like, do that now. Honestly.
Okay.
But yeah, what we doing today? What season is it?
You already know. It's Libra season.
Yes. So
Okay.
we're back with another survival story.
Surviving Libras.
Absolutely.
We finna get into it.
We get into it.
Okay.
Okay. And I know it's Libra season because again, I feel all of the seasons, all of the energies.
Mm-hmm. What do you feel this season?
A bad bitch season.
Bad
This is
bitch
bad
season?
bitch season.
Okay.
Because I feel like Libras, they ooze that. For the most part, they like to be bad bitches, you know.
And yeah,
Throw
it's
that
definitely
shit
giving
on.
that.
Yeah,
It's definitely
they
giving
gonna
that.
dial it up. So that's I'm feeling that.
Yeah, I can definitely
feeling
agree
that.
with that. You know, I can test to that with my girlfriends being Libras.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that energy, so that feminine energy. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Okay, so you want to kick Libra season off?
Why not? Why not? So we both have like Libras all around us. We are surrounded by Libras, whether it's friends, family, acquaintances, ex-friends, all the ex-lovers, whatever, that too.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been a whirlwind with Libras. Like I'm an Aquarius, as you know, well, as you should know. I'm an Aquarius, so air signs. I am drawn to Libras, and Libras are drawn to me for the most part. So like it's just natural for me to have Libras in my life. Like it's just, I don't know, that's what it is. One of my exes was definitely Libra, and I was with her for many years, probably about like 4 or 5 years on and off. And that Libra took me through it. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I wasn't prepared.
You wasn't prepared?
I was not prepared. That was the first Libra I ever dealt with. And then we got the feminine energy coming in, but from both of us.
Right.
And you know, it was really good at first. Like when I say you, it was hot and heavy at first, like, you know what I mean? We was really like inseparable from day one. Like from day one. I saw her downtown. And I was with one of our cousins, and we're like, yo, who is that? And I'm like, and we kind of like tried to run to her, and I'm like, bitch, no, you got me, excuse me. Like, you know, so it started off crazy.
It was up.
It was up. I was like, oh no, who is that? So it was definitely attraction there.
Okay.
And you know, it was a friendship too. Like we grew to like really like each other. Because we didn't jump in a relationship at first. We just like
and
friends
that's
talking and shit. And then we finally became, you know, intimate. We finally became in a relationship, girlfriends or whatever. And that was just quite an experience, I will say. That Libra took me on a ride. Like, I had my first open relationship with her. Like, first and last, let me be very clear. I found out open relationships aren't for me. But she was very like free spirited. Okay. And I was younger. I met her when I was like 16. I was young. So I felt like I wanted to give her that space to be open. Right. Like if I was going to deal with her, she's like, all right, yeah, like that's what you like to do. Okay, well, let's see it. But it got to be open on both ends. Because I gotta have my, opportunity to have my cake and eat it too as well.
One-sided. If it's open,
then let's open this thing up.
You know what I mean?
Period. So we opened it and the floodgates open. Let me tell you, it came with a lot of drama. I will say that.
I can imagine.
It got messy. You know what I mean? It got messy. And we had like boundaries in place allegedly on what we was gonna stick to. But it got too messy.
So let's just to be clear, it didn't start off open.
It didn't start off open, no. We started off in a regular relationship, but like she convinced me to have this open relationship. Right. I'm like, all right, you want to deal with multiple people, cool. And at first I wasn't with it. Right. Like I was like, well, I'm just not gonna talk to nobody because I don't want to talk to nobody but you. Like that was bad. I was really feeling her. I didn't want to talk to nobody else. But after a while, I kind of felt like,
if you doing,
you know what? Yeah, I'm like, if you doing you, and I felt like sometimes I felt like she was like spending time with people. You know what I mean? I felt like I could feel it. Okay. And I was like, well, listen, let me take advantage of my opportunity to do me as well. Why not? But I feel like once you let an Aquarius be open, it ain't no reeling this back for real. Like once you say it's up and it just was up and it was stuck. And I was like having a little bit too much fun with my freedom. Sissy
Unleash the dragon.
Like half the time I forgot I was in a relationship. Like shit was crazy like sometimes, you know what I mean?
But see, and that's the thing, like you got to be careful what you wish for. Yes, okay? Yes. You really do gotta be careful what you wish for. Because like you said, that's not something that you was wanting. Right. But once you dipped your toes in the pond, it was over. Right. You get what I mean? So
that was that. She can't handle my openness, and I don't think I could handle hers. I just couldn't. It was just too much. Right. I learned about myself that like I just like being with one person. I want them to be with me and just want me. Like that's just what works best for me. And I don't knock nobody. Hey, you got an open relationship, open marriage, whatever works for you. But I just found out it did not work for me. Because I'm a little possessive and it wasn't. Yeah.
It's more so like if you single, then you do your thing. Exactly. Whatever.
Yeah. Like
if I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship.
And that's what I found out. But you won't know these things unless you try it. So I tried it. We tried many years on and off. Definitely on and off. Like it was a back and forth because it was just with Libras, it's something about a Libra. I feel like they just pull you in. Like every time you around them, like you know what I mean. Like y'all cannot
very
talk.
Charming.
Yeah,
they're super charming.
Very charming.
Very charming individuals.
Yes, like we went and talk sometimes for a minute, and then we come back. It's just like that chemistry. You know what I mean? We was right back at it, right back in it. Like we never left. Yeah. So I will say that it's very intoxifying. That damn Libra energy. I feel like they are very much enticing and inviting. That's a part of their thing.
And
that's
it's tricky with those type of relationships when you're like just drawn to one another because it's like you almost forget the nut shit y'all been through. Right. Like, and it's like y'all picking up the pieces and just like sticking it back together like ain't shit happened. Like no. Right. So I get that. I've definitely been in one of those situations, so I understand that.
It was a lot of back and forth. But at the end of the day, we ended things because it just wasn't working. I feel like we outgrew each other because, again, when I met her, I was very young. Right. So when we broke up, I was like in my early 20s. And we just outgrew each other. I felt like I was becoming an adult, a grown woman. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going for this, that, and the third. Right. You know what I mean? Whereas before, I was kind of more meek and mild. And she could like really like tell me whatever, and I'd be like, okay, But I started getting outspoken, like, the math ain't mathing, and that's just what it was.
Right, because you starting to live your life on your own terms and figure things out for yourself, so that happens. So it's like, this ain't gonna work for me.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. So Libras just, I don't know, I feel like it's very much gives, like, they can get anybody to be in a relationship with them. Like, I feel like they be on, like, they'll, like, lay it on real thick with you. They very flirty. Okay? For sure. They'll be flirting with you heavy. And, like, you might not have even been interested in a relationship. But they done, like, coerce you to be in this relationship with them. Or, made you open to them. You like, okay, I want to be in this relationship. Right. And then drop you like a bad fucking habit. Let me tell you something. Let's be clear. Libras can reel you in, but then drop you in a moment's notice. And then get bored with you. Because their attention span is like that of a toddler.
Yeah.
If you ask me sometimes. I feel like,
you know, they're ear signs. You know how y'all get. Y'all be up in the ear.
Up in the ear.
Y'all be fucking floating. Doing y'all thing.
Floating through the clouds, you know. If you got two people that's floating, you need somebody that's grounded or something, you know, something else to kind of balance it out. Because now we both in the air.
Right. They're very much so like people where you gotta kind of almost let them do them.
You have to let them do them because they're gonna do them regardless.
They definitely gonna do them regardless, or it's gonna be resentment.
For
sure.
Yeah.
Like so. Yeah.
So you kind of have to let them like, all right, you know what? That's what you want. You do that.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm gonna be over here, you know. And if they want you, that's when you can tell when a Libra wants you because they'll, you know, act accordingly.
They definitely have to weigh out all the options.
They have to
weigh their options.
They gotta weigh them scales.
Yeah.
They gotta weigh their options for sure. They need to know, like, okay, is this the best option? And they're very indecisive at times. So it's like, you know, that it might be a back and forth.
Right.
For sure.
That's definitely a Libra thing.
It's a Libra thing. I mean, my best friend's a Libra. You know, my favorite cousin, one of them, is a Libra as well. And it's just like, with them, it's all love. Like, you know what I mean? Very loving. I will say that Libras have big hearts. You know, big hearts. They're very loving. Sometimes you got to get them together because they got a smart mouth.
Definitely got a smart mouth. They definitely have smart mouths. They're very sarcastic.
Yes.
And yeah, you definitely have to check them from time to time.
And they like being checked. I feel like, you know, they respect that. That's
they do. They do respect it. They do respect somebody that's going to be open and honest with them. Let them know how they feel. Because you know what? And I was just having a conversation with one of my girlfriends about this too. Like, if you're not going to tell them and communicate like how they talk, it can be brutal. It can sound like that. And being as though my sister is an air sign, that may be an air sign trait.
I think so.
Of them they just blunt. But I'm blunt too. So it is what it is.
Right.
So I feel like they connect more with people that are like that, you know, that have no, like, they're not afraid to tell them, like, hey, you said X, Y, and Z. What's up with that? Or like, you good? Or whatever the case may be. Because they just be talking. You know what I mean? And they're talking how they normally would talk. So it's like, you just got to be able to be like, listen.
You got to be able to be right with them.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean?
Pretty much. Pretty much. That's really, you got to.
Yeah, you got to.
Because they might say some shit and you don't even know. Like, they don't even know that they offended you in any type of way. And the whole time, you holding grudges or whatever the case may be.
And they're not even aware of it. You do have to, like, talk to them and communicate with Libra. Let them know, like, hey, I ain't like when you did that. And they like, oh, you know, like, I didn't even know. Like, you know, that's just with everybody, too. I feel like communication is key.
Communication is definitely good.
Nobody's not going to know how you feel unless you say it. Like,
exactly.
Seriously. We can't read each other's mind.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Libras is just child cheese.
Like Sissy said, you know, we got Libras all around us. Cousin is a Libra.
Right.
Shout out to you, cousin.
Shout out to you. It's Cousin's birthday today.
It is her birthday today. Happy birthday, cousin.
Do your big one, baby. Period.
Our grandma is a Libra. Well, she was a Libra. She passed away. So we just got a lot. I have an aunt that's a Libra. Two of my girlfriends are Libras. So it's just a lot of Libra energy around. I've talked to a Libra. I actually had a boyfriend who was a Libra, but this was many years ago. And I didn't know he was a Libra. This was before, you know, I was super into astrology and things like that. I didn't know. I mean, I knew his birthday, but I didn't know he was a Libra.
Right.
Dating him, he was very charming.
Okay.
He was very funny. And I think that really reeled me in with him is because he was so funny. And I love to laugh. Like, if you could make me laugh, like, it's a vibe. It's a thing. Because I'm silly too. So, I think we definitely connected on that level because he was just so funny. We laughed at a lot of the same things. He was tall, brown skin. You know, a little vibe. we worked together. That was the first time. Well, first of all, that was my first job I've ever had. And that was the first time I ever experienced dating at work.
Right, I'm like working with somebody that you actually dating.
Yeah, and I mean, it was definitely a learning experience because it was tough. Like when y'all beef and y'all got work together, that's like
now you at work.
And now you at work for all those feelings. You know what I'm saying? Right. And with me and him, it was weird because I felt like he wasn't very open. Now I will say how we just talked about Libras and saying like you gotta reel them in sometimes because their mouth is crazy. Right. He was very chill. Like he very chill, very low key. I feel like his communication skills wasn't the greatest, but then when you think about it, we was still very young. I feel like he would be mad at me and wouldn't communicate that with me. Like if I did something that you didn't like or whatever, he didn't communicate that to me. So he would have a whole attitude with me and I would have no idea
why and what's
like
going
on.
Like,
I would think everything was good, but it'd be a problem or it would be a beef or whatever. And it could have been something small like, oh, you didn't call me back when you said you was gonna call me. It could have been something little, but I wouldn't know because he really wouldn't communicate that with me. But then you still would want to be on the phone with me all night, but you barely talking to me because you got an attitude. Like it was very weird. And at that time I was young. I'm like, I don't have time for this drama. So like, after a while I broke up with him, and that was kind of like something tough to deal with because like I said, when y'all not good and you gotta still work with this person, it's like an awkward situation.
Very awkward. You gotta break up with niggas and still work with them.
That's what I'm saying. So like we broke up. I had broke up with him, and then eventually I had to go back to work and see him. Right. And baby, when I seen him, I was good. You know what I mean? I was good because I don't just break up with people for no reason. Like, it has to be a build-up. Right. So it was multiple times where I had to tell him, like, okay, if you feel those type of way about something I did, you need to communicate that with me. I was just tired of the weird shit. And I felt like that was weird. Like, you know what I mean? You want to be mad at me, but you want to stay on the phone with me all night.
Right.
You don't want to talk. At this time, I was working and still going to school. Like, it was too much. So I broke up with him. He was a nice guy or whatever. And he literally broke down in the break room. And we was at work. It was embarrassing because like now everybody in the business. And that's another thing. Like now everybody in the business and like
what you do to him?
And that's what I'm saying. Now I'm out to be the bad person because of this, And he wound up, because he lived closer to my job. And we was leaving and I went to go catch the bus. He literally like followed me to the bus stop, like walking, and he drove like pretty much trying to get back. And I was like, I felt bad because I did like him. I just was like, okay.
Y'all got back together?
I got back with him and I broke up with him like the next day. Immediately, because one of those, like I said this in my previous video, once I'm done, I'm done. Like, because I'm not the type of person to just break up with somebody for no reason. Like, it had them in conversations had. We didn't really get anywhere. So I wound up breaking up with him. And that's when I learned, though, when I say I'm done, I'm really done. Because even after that, I was like, I don't want to talk to him no more. So,
that chapter was closed. And
it was. But that was my first experience dealing with a Libra. I don't have many other stories about dealing like romantically with Libras, but I did have a male best friend that was a Libra once upon a time, and we really connected like heavy. At the time, I was in a relationship, so we were just friends. Like, that's all it was. We used to bust it up all the time, like funny as shit, super charming, like life of the party type bull, and we had a good time. Like, when we talked, could talk to him nonstop, got the same jokes, boom, 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 whatever. Later on, years later, we wound up, dealing with each other, and that's when I really seen the nut shit. Like the nut side of Libras, you know, the lying.
Lion ass Libra.
You know, when people say the lion ass Libras.
Listen.
Yeah, that's when I really got to experience that side. And it was kind of like, it was sad. It was fucked up because it's like, damn, when you really cross those boundaries with somebody that you're just friends with, you really risking losing that whole friendship.
You are. You definitely are, unfortunately.
And that's pretty much what happened because he wasn't being honest with certain things. He wanted to be sneaky and do certain things.
And do nut shit.
And you couldn't just communicate. That's what I'm saying. And you doing this shit within the circle. Like, right. That's corny. You know what I mean? So it kind of fucked up our friendship. So we haven't really been the same, you know. But other than that, before we even had dealings with each other, he was a dope individual. Right. Good time. Definitely had good memories with him.
For sure.
For sure. But other than that.
And I found out, like, dealings with Libras, I found out like me and Libras are better as friends.
Okay.
Like we're just better as friends. Like that relationship stuff, it just doesn't work between us.
Yeah.
So, you know, but friendships, we usually be good to
right.
Go. And we heavy on the friends. Like it's always a vibe, it's always fun, a turn up, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think friendship is,
and I think that might be the case with me. And Libras, like I said, I haven't had many dealings with Libras. Mm-hmm. I only had the one boyfriend. Then I had the situation with the friend turn, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, it was definitely a vibe. Definitely. Right. And I wish, you know, I normally don't regret anything that I do because it's a learning experience. But it was like one of those things where it's like, damn, like, you really was the homie. And like, it's fucked up now. It's kind of not the same. So, there's that. Yeah. But as far as friends, so I haven't had many friends that were Libras in the past, other than, you know, my guy friend. But now I have 2 female friends who are both Libras, and baby, they are something. They are the drama. Okay,
they are the drama.
They are the fucking
big
drama.
Personality.
It's dumb. It's dumb. Okay, for real, for real. They definitely both have big personalities. I'm gonna talk about my one Libra friend. So I met her like maybe 6 years ago on Halloween, and literally I was with Sissy. We was out at the trick or treating with but her daughter, my niece. And her hubby, and we wound up going to a Halloween party. You know, we got all dressed up, went to a Halloween party, and literally soon as I walked in, it was like she approached me. It was like, "You're so pretty," and that's literally how our friendship began. Like after that, after she said I'm so pretty, and we was talking or whatever, I went, because we didn't exchange numbers or nothing like that at that point. But we went to our little section, did our own thing. She came up to me. She was like, "Can you come help me with something?" Girlfriend drawers was tangled around. Her thongs was tangled around her fishnets in the bedroom. So literally, the first day we met, I seen my girlfriend's ass. Like, that's kind of how that happened. And we've been friends ever since. Libras. I feel like communication with Libras is different. So this is my girlfriend. We've been friends for years. However, we don't talk every day. We don't. I personally don't talk every day to any of my friends for the most part. I am grown, and I understand that we all are grown and we all have lives. And it's kind of impossible to talk to all your family and friends every single day. Okay, just being realistic. But this friend in particular, we can go literally months without talking on the phone. She's not a big talk on the phone type of person. Right. And I feel like that's important when you're like in friendships with people, like know what they think is like, as far as communication, what you need, what they need from the relationship, because friendships are relationships. So we don't talk every day, but it's one of those things with every time we get up, it's a good time for the most part. She is very outgoing. I'm talking about like the attention. Yes, she wants it.
That's the
She
thing
wants the attention.
for a lot of Libra.
Like she wants
Libras.
the attention. When she gets dressed up, oh, she's going to be dressed up. Like I'm talking about hair big, blonde, whatever, cheetah print, leopard print. That she
likes to stand out.
She loves the prints, the body suits, the cat suits, and things of that nature. That's her thing. Okay. She's definitely a good time. She's definitely a turn up girl, for sure. And like I said, for the most part, anytime we go out, it's a vibe. Okay. Now let's talk about my other girlfriend. Okay. So I met her about 2 years ago. And when she first reached out to me, it was more so like business. She reached out to me to do an event with Big Mama Energy being a part of it. And then we kind of built our relationship, our friendship after that. Like we clicked. And it was a vibe. She's definitely life of the party, turn up, definitely loud, gonna say what she gonna say. And the fact that I loved what she was doing with her platform, I feel like we actually clicked a lot easier with that as well. But yeah, she dressed down. She's gonna have the fit. She's gonna talk the talk. And yeah,
she got a big personality.
She definitely has a big personality,
and she has a big heart. I feel like that's what I get from her.
Yeah,
like, she's very kind-hearted.
And that's what I mean, like with the things that she do, her type of work. She definitely has a big heart, for sure. But when Libras aren't in the mood, they're not in the mood.
That is true.
They're not in the mood.
And when Libras, I feel like when they going through something, they 9 times out of 10 they separate themselves. Yeah. So they can get themselves together kind of in private. They might reach out to you if you're a good friend and they trust you. Yes. With whatever they're going through. They might reach out to you in a time of need, but usually they kind of back up and get themselves together. Yeah. Because they don't want to put their problems on other people for the most part.
And I've definitely, with my girlfriend that I've been on for 6 years, I've definitely realized that recently with her. Because like I said, we don't talk all the time. But she was currently, going through things. And, I'm your girlfriend. I'm going to hit you up. Like, you know what I mean? We might not talk on the regular every single day, but I'm going to hit you up to see what's going on with you. And, she didn't really communicate too much back to me. And I was like, what's up, girlfriend? Like, we got beef. Like, but she loved it. Like, she loved, this is what I mean. They love when you get right at them.
Yeah, when you reach out to them.
They will never know if you don't say anything. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I definitely was like, what's up, girlfriend? What's going on with you? You good? And she was like, oh, no, I'm good. And yeah, you just have to communicate with them, see where they at. And once they feeling better, they definitely won't come back around. And sometimes they gonna come the fuck around like ain't shit ever happened.
Right.
Like you ain't text them 50 times and they ain't respond. Like, this is gonna happen. Yeah. Like, they never miss a beat.
Let your Libra friends sometimes just have a little space.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need their space. But keep checking on. I will still check on my Libra friend. Yeah. And be like, what's going on?
Yeah. Okay? Definitely check on them, see what's going on with them. Yeah. And like Sissy said, I definitely feel like if you reach out to them if they're going through something and they won't reach out to you, don't hear from them, I feel like don't take offense to it.
Don't be offended. Yeah.
Don't be offended. You know, everybody need their space. Everybody need. This is why I said a friendship is a relationship. Really so you kind of got to see what you both need in order, for the relationship, friendship to work. Really. Right. And just know that they need their space and they're gonna get up when they get up.
For sure. I have a best friend. We've been best friends since I was like 15 or 16. Libra. And child, we met in the cafeteria. And I was sitting by myself and she was sitting by herself in school. I was like, what's up? Like, I see you don't fuck with none of these bitches either. Because we were in like a school with a bunch of simple bitches. Right. And I was like, I had been to school all day and I was new to the school. And I'm like, I don't fuck with none of these bitches. Bitches weird as shit at the school. And I'm good. But then I seen her chilling kind of by herself at the table. I'm like, oh, she seemed like quiet, cool, whatever. And so I just started talking to her. She like, real shit. And we've been friends ever since, child, ever since. And that's my motherfucking good friend. Yeah. And she's like a sister. She's family to my family. Yes, she's on my wedding.
I love her.
Yeah, it's a vibe and it's all love, you know what I mean? And I feel like you said, friendships are relationships and they grow and you gotta water them and nurture them, you know what I mean? And communicate with each other. You know, whenever anything is, you know, seems off with your friend or vice versa, reach out.
Yeah.
You know, because some people, they don't like maybe talking about their problems or whatever, or burden other people with them. So reach out to your friend, you know, see how they doing. But man, my friend, it's always a vibe. It's always a turn up. And that's the thing I loved about her, like from when we first met, we was always on the same page.
Right.
Like we was always on the same page. Even like when we just was go chill with like group of guys, whatever, friends, it just was like we never did the most. You ever been around a girl who just do the fucking most?
Absolutely.
And you just like, why is she doing the most? It never was like that. Like we really was just like being ourselves, comfortable around each other, just geeking.
But that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's like organic, like just natural vibes. And like I really appreciate that. I appreciate a person who was authentic, who was real. You know, Libras are very smart. And I feel like Libras have plans, like life plans too. You know what I mean? Like they plan their life out. They have goals. I'm sure, I know your friend got her book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Write down her goals.
Yeah.
And that's
she
exactly how my friend
is,
is
honestly, she is somebody, she motivates me,
right.
honestly. Like,
right.
Like how she plans and set goals. And
exactly.
She has such discipline.
Yeah, they're very disciplined.
She has such discipline.
Well, they can be. Let me say.
They can be.
If they're in there in a good space.
If they have good balance.
Yeah, they have good balance. If the Libra scales are balanced, they will plan and execute it to it. So you have a couple of Libra friends that do that. Write it down. They're going to make sure they do what they say they're going to do and achieve and check off those goals. And I do admire that.
Right.
Because sometimes I could be all over the fucking place.
And the crazy thing is, she doesn't always have it together. But
No.
she makes sure, like, this is why I say she's really disciplined, or she makes sure, like, she holds herself accountable.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Like, even if nobody else does, she does
She's gonna hold herself accountable for sure. So, and I mean, that's hard to do.
Yes, and that's something that you need because you just never know. But I think that is very important because sometimes you're not going to have somebody there cheering you on all the time.
Right.
So to have that inside of you where you're motivating yourself and to get the fuck out of being on days that you don't feel like it, kudos, because it be days that I ain't getting up.
Exactly. And it's okay to have those days.
It's
okay to have them days to yourself where you just gotta like take a break. You know, it might be a mental health day. Perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But them Libras, man, they're gonna stay on course. I feel like when they are balanced, they're gonna be like, wait, what I need to do?
Yeah,
because I'm checking these things
they
off.
definitely have tunnel vision.
They definitely do.
For sure.
They're gonna do what they say because they trying to prove it to themselves, not for anybody else really, but just to themselves that they can do it. You know. So, yeah. For sure.
So yeah. You have anything else to say about our lovely
them Libra men or something? They just wild as shit, and that's just all I can say. I have dealt with Libra men like kind of in passing, never a serious relationship. They're wild as shit. They're hoes, if you ask me. They thoughts. I don't know. Libra men are crazy. Like they can be loyal, but maybe to their friends and their family. I don't think they're gonna be loyal to a lover. I just really don't think like they're built for that. And y'all men, correct me if I'm wrong, but I really feel like y'all are like the type of men who just hunt and like deal with multiple women, and you have a big appetite for women because they give off that energy. Libra men give off that, you know, that king energy. Like, let me be clear, king of the jungle energy. not king. That's gonna be your king. Please don't get confused. They give off that king of that lion. You know that
king of the
male,
jungle.
right? To be clear, they give off that male. You know that dominant energy.
They definitely are very dominant.
Very
and that's what I'm saying. Like, the Libra that was my boyfriend is crazy because his energy didn't give that. And like I said, we were very young, so it could be that too.
Right.
But yeah,
he didn't give up.
He didn't give that. Now my male best friend, he was definitely that. Like everything that you're saying, it fits him. Right. For sure.
For sure. They gonna give off that dominant energy. They like that, you know. But I feel like they just have such an appetite for women, like a big one, for different variations of women. And for them to settle down, I feel like they have to be very balanced. They got to be in that stage of their life where they want to settle down with you. And you better be exciting because, baby, You gotta hold
and
their
I definitely
attention.
feel like they want a taste of everything. Like I said earlier, like it's crazy because like they, what did I say earlier in the video?
What? I don't know. About the Libra men?
It was about Libras in general. That they are pretty much, they want to experience everybody, and they kind of want to weigh out their options.
Oh, weigh out their
That's
options,
what I meant.
yeah.
They want to weigh out their options. Like, they're not going to settle down to you, with you, until they feel like you are absolutely the one. They need to experience everybody else. That's what I feel like.
And you kind of got to treat them like shit. The Libra men, I feel like you kind of got to like be like, anyway. You gotta if you don't prioritize them and you treat them kind of like shit, then they gonna be on your top.
Like, yeah.
If you think about it, they gonna be like, yo, you might mess around and snatch their heart up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But if you're giving too much control to them, like if you just like on their top too much, I feel like they're like, oh no, I can get over on her. But if you like, whatever, I'm not worrying about you, they gonna be on your top because they feel like, oh, I gotta get her. You know what I mean? Like, she just something about her. She's not worrying about this. Yeah, you gotta really like
a nut. Treat them how they treat people.
Yeah, you gotta really do them how they would do you, and do it first, and then you want to trap a Libra man for whatever reason. You want to trap a Libra man for whatever reason.
It's definitely giving off something like that, for sure.
Yeah, it's some survival stories. Ask your friends about it. It's really some survival stories as far as like dating a male Libra.
I haven't come across too many Libras though. I haven't.
Man, lucky you. Yeah. Honestly, that's not.
I haven't really. Man, that's not a sign like males that I've come across too many times.
Man,
it's not many. Y'all must be like, I don't know.
I don't listen. Yeah, it's good when it's good, but when it's not, it's not. It's just not. Like, listen. Yeah. Ask some of your family members about these Libra men. Telling you now.
Bad joint?
Bad joint.
It's a bad joint.
It's a bad joint. They get real crazy. Like,
dang. Well, I don't know. I don't have too much to say anymore. I feel like with friends, their vibe.
Right.
We want to have a good time, turn up. They're definitely going to be the lit friend. They definitely the lit friend. They with all the vibes.
Yeah, they definitely.
They with all the shits, to be completely honest. Libras typically.
Yeah, and I typically like Libras. Typically, sometimes I don't mesh well. It depends on the person. It depends on the person, because I feel like it depends on your placements. Probably, I don't know. Most Libras I meet, we like instantly cool, but some I'm like, bitch, get out of there, get away from me. Get away from me. I'll do something to you. Like, honestly, no, but I don't know. Some people I just don't. You already know. We got our people that we just Some people we just don't. We just it's like and I'm like, yeah, no.
I get that. You know, some people you just don't fuck with.
Right, but for the most part, I have been on some cool stuff with a lot of Libra men and women. We've been cool. So it's been like a friend thing or a funny thing. Like you said, they're very hilarious, very humorous. Like, if you really want to bust it up, just start being funny. Because 9 times out of 10 they're going to fuck with you just from
They definitely the bid. They definitely won't crack on you. Like, and just be prepared.
Yes, they definitely are.
They want smoke. They want bid. They love to bid.
Yes.
This is what they do. Love to bid. So come prepared, okay?
For sure. Grind them right back up, because they definitely want to try to grind you up.
They definitely won't grind you the fuck up. Okay?
They are hilarious.
And I think I've gotten lucky because I'm just naturally funny, like
right
by accident. So
by default,
like honestly. So we got it honest. Yeah. No, really, no, definitely something wrong with our fucking dad, okay, and my mother. So I don't know. We got like something the fuck ain't right. But I mean. They made us, so you know. So surviving Libra.
Surviving Libras.
How do y'all feel? Like,
share your stories, please, because I know y'all have
share y'all stories. Y'all probably have many than me, more than me, anyway. But I want to hear the stories that Sissy's talking about with the nut ass niggas. Like, I want to hear those, because you want to know what I said. You want to know what? Oh my god, you want to know something? Like, I heard that a lot. Like, when it comes to male Libras, people always say they're the worst.
They're sluts.
They be like, never.
And that's just what it's about. Like, they just want to slut everybody out because they're sluts. Like, a lot of them. Not, if you're not, I'm sorry, because it's not everybody. But a lot of them, they come up with their energy. Like, and trust me, I like that dominant energy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When it comes to, like, a man, I love that dominant energy. But just know, some of them, it's like, it's too much. Yeah. It's like we just, you know, it's just too much. It's like, okay, I can't handle all that. You're crazy. Like, you coming with that.
If you're a Libra and you're watching this, a Libra in general, but I want to see the Libra males. Drop it down. If there's anybody that I ain't know personally, I don't know. Did I miss it? You're a Libra.
Child.
Like, is Sissy wrong?
Yeah, let me know. I'm sure.
Is she right?
Because I'm usually right. But I'm not. It's not everybody. Like I said, it's not everybody. Mm-hmm. But a lot of y'all Libra men know y'all out of pocket. Y'all know.
Is it true? Is it true? Is it true? Is it true?
Listen.
For real. Is it?
Love them and leave them, you know?
Love them and leave them. Libras.
Libras.
Love it and leave them Libras.
Listen, that's what they go by.
Twister.
Love them and leave them. It's crazy.
Yes, but drop those comments below. Let us know. Did we hit some valid points? Do you agree with us about our Libra experience? Did we miss some things? Let us know. How do you feel? Did you survive a Libra?
All right. And if you did, share your story.
Are you a Libra that somebody needed survival from?
All right. Let us know.
Drop those comments. Let us know. Also, utilize our email, okay? At bigmamaenergy@gmail.com. Okay? Send us those emails if you want to be discreet, anonymous, if you just want to share a story, maybe you want to ask us to do certain content. Let us know. Different topics. Let us know what you want to hear from us, okay? So, bigmamaenergy@gmail.com. Okay, there it is. There it goes.
And there it is.
And as always, remember to like,
share,
comment,
and subscribe.
Bye. Bye, guys.